PhD research project is totally different from any other sort of project that I've seen. I think it's a process of trying to reduce the ambiguity of a big, messy problem over a period of an extended period of time. So at the beginning, you don't know what you're looking at all, and you spend time trying to understand the literature, what's been done before, what the kind of parameters of the problem might be. So it is a sort of cyclical process of iteration, going from the very vague to the very specific over a long period of time.
It's kind of like how babies begin to develop vision. So at the beginning, babies cannot focus, and I think it's the same with a research project. You have a huge idea of what life is or what your project is, but you don't know what it is, and it's a constant process of focusing.
You probably haven't done a 3-year project before, and you need to get good at kind of having shorter chunks of it, because the deadline, the end isn't particularly obvious at the start.
You spend a lot of time planning what you're going to do, a lot more than you think. And there's always the danger that you keep planning and never get started doing. So you have to find a balance between managing your time and your project on a long-term scale, but also getting things done week by week.
My supervisor introduced me to the relevant postdocs and the senior PhDs in my research group, so getting to talk to them about my research work helped me progress in my academic area.
The most surprising resource when I've needed help, especially technical help on my PhD, has been technicians and workshop technicians and sort of support staff like IT staff. They've always been very helpful in solving my most pressing technical challenges.
Another good place that can help you is the training website from the university. You can find all the different training sources there. They pretty have much everything on there, and most of the sessions are free. So especially during your first year, when you have to do all the classes anyway, I highly recommend that you use the training sessions and get the skills you need for your PhD. I think the most useful tip for finding what's been done before, it really depends on your subject, but for me, Scopus was the most useful database, and it's not just about finding the paper you need, but also the different functionalities about how to find the full paper and so on. But also, quite surprisingly, I would say that Google Scholar is another good place to look for things. It's not useful if you're doing a structured or a systematic literature review because of the number of the results. It can be really overwhelming. But when you start, if you don't really know what you're looking for and you want to use broad terms and find out what's happening out there, it's quite a good place to start.
To find what's been done before, I've found that talking to people is definitely the first thing you should do. Your supervisor is very useful in telling you the sort of most important literature in your field, and your colleagues, especially more experienced postdoctoral researchers, will know what the key papers are and the key authors working in your field.
I use Zotero. I initially liked it because I used a different document management program which worked with it quite well, called Document. I don't use that anymore, but I've sort of stuck with Zotero. The thing I like is that when you're on a website with the paper on it, you can just click the button in the corner and it will save it.
I'm a bit old school by using JabRef. It basically does everything that it needs to do. So you go to Google Scholar, click on BibTeX, and then you import it right into the file, and then you can use LaTeX to then refer to the saved entry.
I personally use Mendeley. I started using it through my master's just because it was a free option, and although it didn't offer a lot of good functionalities back then, now it has improved a lot. It has option to highlight in your papers in different colors. You can add post-its, in the paper, you can add general notes per every paper. I really like the search function that they have that looks through all the papers you have saved, but also through your notes. I wouldn't try to have a PhD without a reference manager.
I feel everyone will get stuck or feel kind of lost at some point in their research career. Even in my first year of PhD, I was feeling the same thing. I was not able to think in which direction I have to go at certain point. So in that point, what I would suggest for someone getting stuck in that point is maybe you could talk openly to someone who is emotionally available to you.
The first step is to tell your supervisor, because they may not know how you feel, and often they just need to know to activate the series of support resources that are available to you. And if you really feel stuck, although you might feel like you have to do more work to get it, to pull it together, I would suggest to take some time off, actually.
It's like, I think with other trouble you have in life, sometimes if you don't have the answer, it's okay. It's good to go to talk to someone, if it's your supervisor, if it's your partner, if it's your friends, if it's your tutor at college, if it's the chaplain. Don't think that because no one knows your topic, nobody can help you.
There's more people out there that have the same problem with you, and the best advice I can give is just talk to people. There's always a solution, and the sooner you can solve the problem that makes you feel that you're stuck, the better it's going to be for you.
The silliest thing is probably using a rubber duck, and there is a technique called rubber duck debugging. So when you are stuck, you can't find your mistake, and you have lots of lines of codes, and you checked it 3 times already, then you can talk to your little duck and explain every single line to that duck. And the good thing about it is you start to really reiterate about every line and think about it again, and often you find quite obvious mistakes that you've overseen all the previous times. It's stupid but effective.